Shalom. Giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rachak, Wadash. Double understood elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Another day, another testament to Jake's wickedness. And this is just me responding to this scandal where you had this dude Steve Smith Sr. He used to play wide receiver for the Ravens and the Panthers. So this guy, he's putting him on blast for sleeping with his wife, which basically is committing adultery. And do you think, this nigga care? I'm pretty sure he don't. A lot of these famous athletes and entertainers, celebrities, they get off on that lifestyle. They have access to a lot of women because of their status and, the money that they have, the riches. So they have options. They got, a lot of women that'll check for them. And despite, having that option, these niggas would still rather deal with another man's possession. That's a whole nother level of evil. And this type of shit, it only happens because, we living in a society where these type of things are not brought to judgment. The devil, who the earth is given into the hands of, he doesn't have the laws of the Most High to govern with. He doesn't, because the scriptures say, unto the wicked, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shalt take my covenant in thy mouth, saying thou hatest instruction and cast my word behind thee. That's Psalms 50 and 16. So we know that he doesn't follow the Most High's instructions, or else this type of behavior wouldn't be prevalent, amongst our people and amongst the people in general. But our people are highly wicked. So this type of shit is normal in that world. A lot of these entertainers, these rappers and singers and athletes, they really get off on smashing, their neighbors' wives. This is what they do, knowing that these women, they're hypergamous, so they're gonna get weak to their flesh, make an excuse, think that they're justified because the grass is always greener. All right, as they think, and they go and they do what they do. But both the man and the woman, they're both equally as guilty, and they both are wicked as hell. So the dude whose wife stepped out on him, I guess he just put up a video of him actually calling Steve Smith, basically to confront him about his little secret affair with his wife. All right. See, if this had been done in the Middle East somewhere, he'd be liable to put him and her to death. All right. He would not be charged for it. He wouldn't be imprisoned. All right. He'd be justified. But only in this world where this type of shit, you got to let it go. You got to take the L. So the man gets to ruin, multiple families. So I'll play some of this real quick.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi, bro. What you gotta say for yourself? I'm sorry. You're sorry? She was married. You're not a damn man. You're Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are you quiet, man? Be a fucking man. Steve! You ain't a fucking man, bro. All that shit you do on TV, all that shit talking you do to other people. Now someone's got you on the fucking phone, you can't even fucking man up. As you can see in the phone.
Yeah, that's a wicked nigga, and he's guilty. That silence is guilt. You know, you're an evil person if you would do such a thing, man. All right, and that's why it was written in our law, just to prevent this kind of behavior. Leviticus 20 and 10. And it says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress should surely be put to death. But that's not going to happen here. This is why men, you know, in the last decade or two, you know, they take justice into their own hands, knowing that, you know, the system is not going to do it. You know, the woman, she'll do it, right? And then the man, he'll go back with his family. She'll, you know, divorce him, and then he still takes the L in the court. So it's just a lose-lose situation to still be marrying these skanks, man. This is Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, man. You're not gonna marry a wife here. They're all harlots. They're whores. That's what you got on this side, just harlots. That wife shall be a prostitute in the street, and that's a curse. This is clearly a adulterous generation, a sinful and adulterous generation. So you'd have to be a fool to still have any kind of trust. But marriage isn't sacred anymore. That's not. It's a thing of the past. You know, that's due to what? Because society is abounding in iniquity. Yahweh Shai said it, in the last days, iniquity shall abound and the love of many shall wax cold. So, you know, your spouse, you're not going to have any real true love from your spouse. You know, they're going to be thinking about self. Any little thing, and they're looking for a reason. You know, no more true love, trust. You know, the woman, they don't reverence you. And you know, access to other options through social media platforms, it makes it that much more easier. And in this case, this dude's wife, you know, she actually worked, all right, for the NFL. So you better believe she's around a bunch of men. Because I think Steve Smith Sr., he's just a sports commentator now. You know, a lot of former players and athletes, you know, they'll retire and they just become like a commentator or a sportscaster. And you see Charles Barkley doing it now. You see Kendrick Perkins and, you know, Shaq and whoever else that get on these platforms and speak. But, you know, you got women surrounded by these kind of men. You don't think that woman, come on now. All that, and that's why it's wicked to even have women around in a workplace with men. Women should never be around men like that. But men give a lot of women too much leeway, you know? Like, they should not be in a workplace filled with men because it's a very lustful environment. All right? It's going to naturally occur. She's around all that testosterone. And then these men see the woman around. Come on, man. The scriptures say in the Apocrypha, give not the water any passage. Let me get that. Was that Sirach 25? And that's basically what he did. All right, getting with a woman that works in that kind of environment where she's around a bunch of men. It's that easy. Sirach 25 and 25, it says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Because this is the type of shit she's going to do. She going to go creeping out. And she around athletes too, retired athletes. Come on now. So, unfortunate for dude, you could hear it in his voice, and, if he was to go and take matters into his own hands, people would be saying that, he's the evil one. Like, no, this man plowed with my heifer. He took my possession and polluted it. Proverbs 6. And starting at verse, let me see. I'll start at 26 and I'm going to read it in Amplified. And it says, for on account of a prostitute or a hoe, one is reduced to a piece of bread to be eaten up, and the immoral woman hunts with a hook the precious life of a man. Can a man take fire to his chest and his clothes not be burned? Or can a man walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? So is the one who goes into his neighbor's wife. Whoever touches her will not be found innocent or go unpunished. So this dude, Steve Smith Sr., it's only a matter of time before the Lord judges ass, man. Put this wicked nigga to death. Because this was a married woman. And these men, they really don't care. Because they're demons, man. These niggas are wicked, man. And they figure there's no consequence for that type of behavior. The man and the woman, that's why they do it. But the Lord always have a way of bringing his judgment. The scriptures say was that Zephaniah, every morning do the Lord bring judgment to light. So it can happen out of nowhere on a sudden where you least expected it, while you got your money, you got your little career, you living in luxury, so you think you fine. You're not going to go unpunished, my man. And at least that's why in this truth of ours, we have these scriptures that puts us in check. Any type of thought that comes our way, we rebuke it. Any temptation, a fear of the Most High is a temptation repellent. I always say that. It takes fear, man. Knowing what the Lord can do. You're supposed to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. That's that's our whole duty. And what's lacking amongst our people is that fear. Because like it says in Ecclesiastes 8, because sins against an evil work isn't executed speedily, they're going to continue to do evil. So continuing on, it says verse 31. I'm going to start at Slakia 30. It says, people do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy himself when he is hungry, but when he is found, he must repay 7 times what he stole. He must give all the property of his house if necessary to meet his fine. But whoever commits adultery with a woman lacks common sense and sound judgment and an understanding of moral principles. And niggas that'll do that, they have no moral principles at all, man. They have no character, they have no integrity, they have no morals. Just an all-around wicked person. And at least when King David did it, he had a guilty conscience. You know, he mourned. And the Most High, you know, the Lord brought total hell on David, even though he ended up having mercy on David, which was a special case. These niggas, they in this day and age, they don't have no remorse. You confront them about it, they'll put you to death for confronting them for sleeping with their wife. You know? So the Most High, that's why there's a remnant, and then there's the 2/3. The scriptures say in the Apocrypha, let the multitude perish that was born in vain, but keep my grape of the cluster. It says, he who would destroy his soul does it. Wounds and disgrace he will find. Well, in this wicked ass world, you know, especially among niggas, you know, they're not gonna disgrace them. They'll just be on some, hey, keep it moving. Or they'll even praise homie. They'll praise Steve Sr. You know? They ain't gonna disgrace this dude. They're like, hey man, you don't check Steve Sr. Check your woman, check your wife. No, they both are guilty. They both are wrong. They should be disgraced, and really it should be brought to judgment. But our people, they're not in their right mind. They're poised by Babylon. It says, wounds and disgrace he will find, and his reproach or blame will not be blotted out. For jealousy enrages the wronged husband. He will not spare the guilty one on the day of vengeance. And that's usually how it goes. Some men, they lose it. Like, man, all that I put into this marriage, you know, all this time that was wasted, all these resources, you know, all this time building this household, and she goes and throw it away behind this dude because of lust. Because she want to feel satisfied, you know, down below. You know, you working hard and you might not be able to have as much time to deal with it. You know, because, you know, you have certain marriages where a man working his ass off, he's tired as hell. She starts getting bored and you know, she becomes idle. Therefore, that's where it starts to play out in her mind, where she wants to go back on social media or at the workplace where there's other men that she spends more time around, and she's going to want that attention. And you know, they'll have that attitude, well, what goes on, you know, at the workplace stays at the workplace. You know, I see that all the time at the workplace, man. Shit is out of order. You know, dudes going on breaks or going on lunch break with a chick, and you know she got a dude at home. So, I didn't watch women who literally are married, but they going on their lunch breaks with male co-workers. They'll be gone for a while and then they come back together. But she gets dropped off by her husband and picked up by her husband. So that's another reason why this place gotta go. And our people, for sure, they gotta go. 2/3 of them. Verse 35, it says, he will not accept any ransom offered to buy him off from demanding full punishment, nor will he be satisfied though you offer him many gifts, bribes. Yeah, man. No amount of money is going to replace, my possession, because you just destroyed my family, basically. So you destroy my family, you got to pay for that with your life. And that's usually how it goes. And that's why, men will, they'll take their significant other out, and then they'll take their self out, because they know they're not about to spend their life, the rest of their life behind bars. So men are just doing that now. So this is why, these type of things go on, because, judgment never goes forth. Habakkuk 1:4. And it says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. So this devil, man, this is why he's going to be thrown down. And the world is going to go back to it's going to be back under the governance of the law, statutes, and commandments under Yahweh Shai in a governing body of 144,000. Because it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth, because a new sheriff is going to be in town. All right? Yahweh Shai is going to put everything back in its rightful order. And we're going to be the enforcers. So women that's not going to be a thing among us. Our women are not going to be getting passed around. They're not going to be married, but creeping off. There ain't going to be no adultery. Right now, people just do what the hell they want to do with no repercussions. Job 24:14, it says, the murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eye also of the adulterer waiteth for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me in the skies of his face. And the Lord sees it all. The Lord, behold, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the good and the evil. And that's why at the end of your life, you got to appear before the judgment seat. You're going to be judged based on the things that you've done in your body, whether good or evil. So you never get away. The dude got all that access to other women out there, but he want to go into another man's wife. You're not even supposed to sit with another man's wife. You're not supposed to sit with them at thy wine, sitting out with her in your arms. And that's what be going on. Let's go out for a few drinks or something. Get the chit chatting and talking. She probably telling her personal business about their relationship, their marriage to this dude. And he bending her over and giving it to her long. And she's fantasizing, oh, this is a football player. So he's physical, he gonna get the job done. Wicked. So you can't hide it now. He the text messages was put out, to show the whole world. So yeah, man. So what's going to happen to Steve Smith and that woman? Eventually, the Lord's going to put him to death. This is Hebrews 13:4. It says, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers the Most High will judge. So the homie got judgment coming to him. Okay. So I'm in the lesson right there. I just had to do a response, and hopefully I'll edify them and give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.